Well, we have some climate targets that we want to achieve. We want to be more energy efficient in Europe, but I'm also very much convinced that initiatives like this that makes our companies stay on the top of their toe in order to innovate, and that is also what we need in order to stay competitive. You know, we have done this before. We did it some years ago, and at that time the manufacturers said, oh, it's going to be very costly, it's going to be very difficult. But look what is happening now. They actually did deliver. And I have visited many of these car manufacturers, and I can see how EU regulation helps them to stay focused on the innovation. So I'm absolutely sure we can do this. And I think that anyone who's going to buy a car notices that, wow, they run longer on a liter diesel or petrol today than they did only 2 or 5 or 10 years ago. This did not happen automatically. That's because we're putting up targets and standards in Europe. We have analyzed very, very carefully what is the most ambitious target we can propose that at the same time will not negatively impact the competitiveness of the auto manufacturer industry in Europe. So I think we have a very balanced proposal. I think it is achievable, and I think it will be very good for consumers, because in the end it will be cheaper for them to drive their car. They will not need as much petrol as would else be the case. Well, very tangible. The benefit is that you will save money. If you have a more energy efficient car that runs longer on a liter of diesel or petrol, then of course it's cheaper to have the car, it's cheaper to drive the car. So that is one benefit. According to our estimates, for a van owner it could be around 400 euros the first year saved. For normal cars, depending on the size, it could be 300 and something euros. But of course it depends very much whether you choose a very efficient car or a not so efficient car. But there is no doubt in my mind that the biggest thing that we will achieve, that even does not come from the economy, that's also cleaner air in our cities. Why is it that today we do not feel as much pollution in our big cities as we did only 10 or 20 years ago? That's because we have cleaner cars.